at you with a beer review. That's right, I'm kind of back. My back hurts. What can I say? I'm still fighting insurance for that back surgery I'm waiting on. And so the yard's not looking quite as pristine as it normally does, but we'll get to that eventually. What have we got? Man, there's a lot of great any IPAs I want to go try, but we got to go more seasonal. That's right. We've got Crux Brewing. You can tell by that shape on there. And what we've got today is the Snow Cave. It's a nice seasonal. It is fall. We're moving towards winter very quickly, although Thanksgiving is still just a couple days away. So this is a winter ale. It's 8% ABV. It's 20 IBUs. Really curious about this one, so let's get her cracked open. All right, we got a beautiful head on this. Look at the colors on this. I really am digging on the colors. This is so fall-like for me. I mean, it's got those reddish brown hues, which is just beautiful. It's almost a deep brownish red ruby, isn't it? And look at the head. It's just got kind of a light tan head, just off-white, you know. It's more than eggshell. And almost I could almost see some of those red hues built into that head ever so slightly. You can see just already tipping. It's leaving some lacing on here, which is, oh, that excites me already. But let's get the nose. Okay. You know, the one thing I did know about this, the only thing I knew about this, is that they used Belgian yeast. And I got some of that Belgian yeast character right away. That light, spicy aspect in it. And just a little bit of those clove-type characteristics. But there's more. But it really does, there's more to it than that, but it really does remind me of kind of like a double. Not really a quad, but like a Belgian double. It kind of has that kind of aroma to it. Oh, yeah. It's maybe a little bit darker. I get a scent like, other than that, more like a plum type character coming off of it. It makes me think though really of a red fall thing. But there's this like light fruitiness. Yeah, a plum, there's something else I'm not quite grasping what other fruit. Probably plum really is what describes it the best. Maybe a hint of some caramel and characters, some biscuit, some toffee, ever so light roast to it. Maybe a hint of like a chocolate. I could see some people thinking there might be a light brown sugar, but what really comes through is that scent of a Belgian double with the plum. I think those are some of the stronger characters on it. We'll see what we get in the taste. Let's jump on in. Wow, that's surprisingly easy drinking. I mean, it's 8%. I'm not getting any heat whatsoever off of it at this point. It could be a 6%, it could taste that, but you could maybe think that it was closer to a 5. It's kind of light on the tongue. It's building towards that medium body, but it has this light feeling on the tongue, which is just beautiful. And that's what makes it think more of a double. But there's more character to it than just a simple double, because it's so well balanced. It's really well balanced. Did I say that? It has this nice sweetness to it, this nice sweet malt character. You got a hint to some of these darker malts. I wouldn't be surprised by the color on this that there wasn't one of those type of malts that bring the red color into it as well. There's just the smallest hint of maybe a chocolate malt on it. So I think you've got a little bit of that Belgian spice, but whatever they've done to hop this, it's coming in like almost a tea type character. It has some of those dark fruits. It's primarily the plum though. It's the lighter end of that. You know, it could be like a raisin possibly, but more on the plum. But there's something else with the sweetness. You know, I don't think it's brown sugar. It could be that they put some candy sugar on this. That's quite possible. That would make sense with a Belgian yeast. You can tell it's been a beautiful day here. If I were to flip you around the other way, maybe we'll just do that. Wow, I don't know how that worked. See, I did it. Look at those beautiful golden colors. The sun's just hitting around over here. If you saw the top of the willow, you would see that. And it's really pretty. So all the trainer planes are out big time today. Wow. There are just some other sweet characters that I'm having a hard time telling you what they are, but I think that like a very strong Belgian double is a very good description of this as a base. Really a tasty beer. I'm going to take a little time with this and I'll be back. All right, here I am. I'm back. I'm really digging on this beer. It just tastes so nice. If you really wanted a nice Belgian beer, but you wanted a little more gusto, then, you know, you didn't want it to go like a strong quad. You really wanted the double taste, but you wanted more to it. Man, this is it. It really is. You know, and the spices that are coming off, that Belgian yeast type spice is very present, but I think they've added stuff to it besides that. I think it's a winter beer. I think they've added some spices. I don't know. I don't really taste cinnamon, but it makes me wonder if they didn't put like cinnamon or some ginger or something in it. And I'm not really picking up ginger either. It's really more that clove aspect, but there is a little bit more like you've taken I want to say a fruit cake. Now, unless you've had a really good one, I've ordered some in. We have these monks in the area at this abbey that makes, and they soak it in this rum and age it on rum. So anyway, it makes me think of that kind of a fine quality. There's a good quality of this fruit, nice character to it that's just delicious. In fact, I might have to go get another bottle and then be drinking this and eating the fruitcake. Oh yeah, I could do that. Anyway, how are we going to rate this one? You know, I'm on a lot of drugs for the back, and so I'm not supposed to do a lot of this, so you haven't seen a lot of reviews because of it. All right, how would we rate this? I've got to rate it pretty good. I'm going to tell you what, I did look up reviews this time, so I'm going to share with you what I found, and they're all wrong. All right, first of all, Rate Beer gave it a 77. Screw Rate Beer. Some of the people there just don't know what they're talking about, evidently. Beer Advocate put it at 3.8, which if you translate it, that means it's an 88 on my scale. That's a little better. And then Untapped gave it 3.68. When you translate it, that's 86.8 score. That's still just too low. I think this is better. Oh, I had to pour more. Which reminds me, Christian and I made a winter warmer. I don't know, it was in the 8 to 10% range. And was good, but it was pretty potent. So we've aged it for a year. It'll be fun to pull that out. All right, so how are we going to rate this? In terms of a winter warmer, I'd say in the past few years, to be really frank, I've been pretty disappointed with most winter warmers out there. I really have. I just don't think that they've quite hit it in their whatever combinations they've done with adding different spices. I don't find they're balanced or they're particularly tasty. And I do have a sweet tooth. This has got a sweet edge. It's not cloying at all. It's not even close to that. But it's a beautiful sweet beer. And but very drinkable. Very drinkable. Scary, as I said before, that way. I could pound this if I wanted to. Sorry, that was my drug timer. I have to take more back pain medicine. All right, but back to the beer. This one's really good in terms of winter ale. I've got to get a high score. It's fantabulous. I'm going to go with one of my made-up words. And winter ale, I'm going to give it a 95. I think it just rocks for a winter ale. Overall, I can settle down a little bit. I mean, there's so many other things that I would rather have, but I don't know. This one's still going to rank very well because it has just these beautiful sweet characters, like I said, because it represents like a double on steroids just pumped up, which is kind of the American way, isn't it? I want to go higher, but I got to be honest and be more realistic. I'm bouncing between 89 and 90. I think that it's probably an 89. Here it is again. It's by Crux you can see that nice little interesting cross thing, and it is the Snow Cave. It is their version of a winter ale. I highly recommend that you check it out, particularly if you like Belgian ales, if you like doubles and things like that, but you'd want one stronger. This is the one for you. This is Kevin at Clements Homebrew saying life's too short to drink cheap beer, and I will see you on the next beer review. Cheers, everyone.